In today's video, we're going to go over the CFMOTO U10 clutches with an R.N.G clutch kit. Now this customer has been running our clutch kit for quite some time, and as you can see, he's doing pretty good. Sheaves are looking great, but he was doing some maintenance and he broke a fin off. So he wanted to replace it and wanted me to transfer my R.N.G performance clutch kit into his new clutch. So we're gonna do that today, but also we gotta take apart his primary because he thinks it's sticking. And I wanna talk about that in depth in this video. So it might be a longer video, but I wanna show you guys how to clock this because a lot of guys, they get it confused and they get it wrong. So we're gonna take a 10 millimeter on these 3 bolts. And we're gonna pull it apart like so. And we'll flip this back over. And we're gonna take our compression tool that you bought from rngperformance.net. And we're gonna run it down. I'll try and do this so you guys can see it. Sorry, I'm also sick. And we'll get that down like so. Just like that, pull that out. Now we can back this all the way off. CFMOTO here chose some really long springs that like to bind up on here. So they're super long, and you'll see the ours are actually shorter. So we're gonna pull the stock stuff out of here. Set it aside so I can send it back to him. Now we're gonna grab ours. Now, when it comes to clocking the secondary, when you get our kit, there may be 2 or more clocking instructions for you for different tire sizes or what have you. In this case, we're gonna clock him with our orange spring to A4. So we're gonna put the 1 tang in the 4 hole on the top of the helix, and then down here in the secondary, I'll show you on this one, there's little holes, and they're A, B, and C. So we're gonna go to A over here. And as you can see, this is in really good shape, this kit here, because we produce quality. All right, now it's gonna set it somewhere where you're gonna have to twist it and clock it. So you're gonna have to twist it over, okay? Right over to the first one, never to the second one. Only twist it to the first nearest one to the ramp, okay? You're gonna twist it this way, clockwise, okay? This one's clockwise, the other ones are counterclockwise. So let's go ahead and run this down. That on there, that on there. Get that ran down. Yeah, that's my fault. So, back it off just a hair. And we're gonna take our hand and twist it and hold it. You may need a second person. Don't be scared if you need a second person. If it's tight, it may be supposed to be tight. If you got bigger tires, the next clocking setting we offer is pretty tight because you want that belt pressure. So, this one's not as tight, but it's still enough. We're gonna run that down like so. It's super easy. Run it down. Get our snap ring on there like so. I'm gonna back it off. All right, so we're good there. Now we're gonna flip it over. All right, you're gonna line up the bolt holes, and we're gonna put these bolts back in. All right, and there's your torque spec, just a couple of ugga-duggas, don't go overboard. And then you'll have a secondary that works and does what it's supposed to. Okay? Let me try this for you guys. You have a nice smooth working secondary, all right? So we're gonna set this secondary aside. I don't know if he wants it back or wants us to trash it. I gotta get a hold of him. All right, guys, so now we have the primary and he wants us to check and see if it's sticking. It doesn't feel like it is, but that doesn't mean that it's not. So we'll take it apart and clean it. We're gonna clean it real good. I'm gonna show you guys that here in a minute. So whenever you're taking these bolts out, just do it evenly because of the spring pressure. And guys, we do actually have an upgraded bolt kit. And that actually is sticking a little. It is sticking. Okay, but the spring pressure was enough to override it. Yep, so we'll get that cleaned up. All of that. All right, guys, now we're gonna need a 1 1/2 inch socket. The socket that I'm using, which people say doesn't work, it works for me, I use it all the time. It's a Duralast 50-292, 1 1/2, okay? That's what I use. We'll remove our primary spring, remove our, this is a speed limiter, do with that information as what you will. Okay. Now the clutch comes right apart like so. And this is sticking. It is sticking. It should not stick like that at all. Okay. These pads, we'll have to sand those down, but I'm going to clean this sheave. Inspect the bearing. Bearings are good. All right, now I'm gonna throw them in my cabinet and clean them up. Get all this belt dust out of here. We'll be right back. All right, guys, pulled these out of our cabinet. Got them all clean, looking good. There's a few things I wanna go over with you guys. I know y'all are gonna ask because you know it's got our clutch kit in it. So I wanted to clean it, that way I get all the dirt off and just show you the wear on our arms. So, if you come over here, in here, there you go. There's how our arms wear. I cleaned all the dirt off of them. That way you could actually see the wear. Our arms do not wear out like other manufacturers' arms. This is why it takes a longer time for us to get our components built and manufactured for you guys, because we build quality. So you can either wait for quality or you can buy garbage now on somebody else's website. I see other competitors' weight arms all the time wearing grooves and all kinds of stuff. Ours does not do that. You can clearly see the wear pattern from the rollers. That is completely normal, but there's no dimples, there's no divots, there's no nothing. They're smooth across, okay? And that is what you can expect from us. Nice, clean wear across the arms. That's why we sell quality, not garbage, and that's why it can take a little bit longer for us to build stuff, because we choose to buy quality, we choose to sell quality, we choose not to sell garbage, okay? Now that that's out of the way, you have the bumper pads that go in here, and I've showed sanding them down. That is exactly what we need to do. But there's other vendors out there, other websites and other vendors, a good well-known vendor, telling you to take these rubber bumper pads out of these pucks. So there's rubber bumper pads, they tell you to take one out or whatever. Do not do that. Do not take those little rubbers out of there. Why do we not want to take those out of there? Why would we sand these down instead of taking those out of there? Because as the clutch, this right here, okay, as the clutch is in there running, it's in there doing this, okay? It's in there doing this in the clutch. It's rattling, okay? Number one, these dampeners, they help dampen that noise, but that's not the only purpose. The other purpose is so you don't have what we call harmonic vibrations in the clutch. And harmonic vibration can break stuff, okay? And that dampens that harmonic vibration. So if you took these out because you listened to another jackass, put them back in and do it right, or suffer the consequences of broken shit. That is why we don't recommend doing that. So what we want to do though is we want to put our bearing back down on here, put our bearing sleeve, actually it's our clutch sleeve, back down on there. Then we're going to put this back down on here, and we want to make sure this slides nice and smoothly, and it does. It slides real nice. Plenty of smoothness. Okay, now we're going to put our rubber pads, well, our pads back in here. Now that we cleaned it, we don't want to modify these until we know that they're actually going to stick now that it's clean. So we're going to put them back in. And these do like to fall out while you're working with them, so just bear with that. Okay, but I did a video showing how to shave these down. Okay. It does look like we're going to have to shave them down just a hair on each one. All right. Go ahead and pull that. They are sticking. They're sticking pretty good. All right. We're just going to take a little bit off, nice and even across the top. Okay? Just like so. Nice and even. Just a little bit. We're going to put this back down in here and see. It's still much better, okay? Much better. Way less tight. We'll go ahead and put our washers back in there. I'll put that back down on. Put our spring back in there. All right, it's all back together. Got the nut back on there. It's ready to go to the customer. Got him back nice and clean. We're gonna get him taken care of. Gonna see if he wants this. If not, it's going in the trash. So, all right guys, that concludes today's video on how to go through your CFMOTO U10 clutch, how to properly make sure it's not sticking, and how to, also our arms. So you have the base of the arm, which the bolt goes through, okay? And then you have the tip. And there's 3 holes in between there, right? The hole at the tip, that is your top speed adjustment. The hole in the middle, that's your mid-speed adjustment. And the hole down below, that's your takeoff adjustment. Now in our instructions, you'll see where we say start at the tip, because the tip will make minor adjustments down at the bottom range, the low, okay? Any adjustments you make, it's gonna change the whole range, just minor, right? So if you want more RPM up top, you take more magnets out of the tip. If you want less RPM, you add more magnets. That's how it works. So more magnets, less RPM, less magnets, more RPM. Sometimes you just gotta fine tune that and adjust it to the way you like it. And that's why we sell kits that are adjustable for your CFMOTO U10 and a few others that are fully adjustable. So peace out, God bless. We'll see you in the next one. And thank you for shopping at rngperformance.net.